Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys, and today we have the latest from Corsair, the K100 gaming mechanical keyboard. A full-size keyboard with media keys, Icue control dial, and macro keys that can integrate with Elgato Stream Deck software. The K100 is packed with features, but also comes with a $230 price point, so let's check it out. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So the first thing I noticed getting the K100 out of the box is that the build quality feels and looks very good. There's no rattle, barely any flex, and while it does have some extra buttons and dials, it doesn't look too over-the-top gamery either. It has a very sleek design with this kind of little riser up top here that holds the scroll wheel and also the Icue control dial, and then also has a bit of tempered glass up here which shows some of the features like control locks and scroll locks, num locks, and all that. There's also a cushioned leatherette palm rest that easily and securely attaches to the K100 for some added comfort. The textured finish and discreet Corsair logo with the little yellow square adds a really nice premium look and feel to the keyboard. Just taking a look at it with the wrist rest attached and all the lighting on and everything lit up, this is just a very good looking and feeling keyboard. The only thing design-wise that I don't care about with the K100 is on the back here. The risers kind of extend to the side rather than the normal flip forward. And that makes them a little bit smaller. They don't stick out very much. But typically when I'm moving my keyboard, I more often move it laterally rather than forwards and backwards. So for me, if I'm sometimes moving the keyboard to the side, I'll accidentally flip one of those back up and I'll have to reach underneath and pull that back out. And so it's a minor inconvenience, but it is something that definitely caught my attention. The K100 also features a USB pass-through up here near where the cable comes out, and so because of that, it does take two USB plugins to plug into a computer to actually use that pass-through. There are two different switches available on the K100. Both are linear, and one is a Cherry MX Speed Silver, which is what I have here, and the other one is Corsair's own optical OPX linear switch. Both carry the same price tag, $230, and I think they offer a very similar feel. The Cherry MX Speed Silvers that we have here have a very lightweight 45-gram actuation force and a very short 1.2mm activation point. So these are very quick switches. This is my first time trying the Cherry MX Speed Silver switches, and they feel great. While I don't typically choose a linear switch, I'm enjoying these so far. They're light, easy to press, and while they aren't silent, they do have a satisfying feel and sound. And here we'll do a quick sound test of the Cherry MX RGB Speed Silver switches. Combined with those fast switches is one of Corsair's kind of newest and most notable spec hardware features in here, which is their Axon hyper-processing technology. So this will boost polling speeds up to 4,000 Hz over the kind of industry standard 1,000 Hz, which is what we're used to seeing on a lot of keyboards. For compatibility, the board comes set at 1,000 Hz, but it's really easy to hop into the Icue software and bump that up to 4,000, so you're getting the fastest speed possible. While this might not be a noticeable difference to most players, I couldn't really tell myself, it does set a new level in performance for keyboards and moves peripherals further into the future with higher performance. And another bit of special hardware here is the Icue control dial up here in the upper left of the keyboard. By pressing in the middle button of the dial will toggle through some different colors which are attributed to different actions. So you can control the overall brightness of the keyboard, you can go forward or backward tracks if you're listening to music, you can use this to horizontally scroll or vertically scroll, and all those actions can be enabled or disabled within the Icue app. And while this looks really cool and sounds really cool, I had a hard time finding an actual use for it in my day-to-day workflow or even my gameplay. The top of the dial is smooth with a sharp edge transitioning down to the sides, where there's a grippy texture that makes the dial easier to turn. I would have preferred that texture on top as well to make it easier and quicker to use instead of feeling like you have to actually, grip the dial on kind of the front and back. But it is possible to just quickly move your finger up and move the dial, but I do think that having a texture on top there would have made that a lot easier and would have made it more usable. The control dial also doesn't feel as solidly built as the rest of the keyboard. I mean, all the switches, everything, the body feels top-notch, really high quality, but there is a little bit more just like play and looseness to the control dial over here, so that's probably the only thing that doesn't feel top-notch on here. Also included with the keyboard are some extra keycaps. So they have WASD and some other adjacent keys as well. And these have a gray finish to them, but also a much more textured finish. So they're easier to kind of grip, and they're also contoured to kind of keep your hand in that position. I found the A and D to be a little bit too contoured for what I like, for how I have my hand position there. It kind of made my fingers sit closer together than what I would really like, but I do like the look of them, and that textured finish is nice to kind of keep a better grip on those keys. And of course, as you can see here, there is brilliant per key RGB throughout the entire keyboard. And beyond just the keys, there's this awesome side light as well, which goes around both left and right side and the front here. And there are a ton of different zones in here, probably like 20 different zones along the front. So a lot of customization you can do in there within the Icue app. The K100 features quite a bit of onboard memory, so you can store a lot of profiles. I think they say up to 200 different profiles, and also tons of layers of lighting in there if you want to get really crazy with customization. So Corsair's Icue software handles all the settings for the K100 keyboard. In here, adjustments to polling rate, brightness, instant lighting, and macros are easy to change. You can also toggle some other performance features like disabling the Windows key. So overall, sitting on top of their lineup, I definitely think the Corsair K100 is a worthy flagship keyboard. Build quality and I think overall design are some of the highest quality that I've seen in a gaming keyboard, but it's also not over the top. It's still pretty subtle for a gaming keyboard. At $230, it definitely carries a hefty price tag, but it raises the bar with that 4000 Hz polling rate and overall quality. And that'll wrap it up for our review of the Corsair K100 gaming keyboard. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.